could be a real special day if we won. I believe in the potential of this team. And no, when I sit here in 4 years, I think we won one title in this time. I'm pretty sure.
Jurgen Klopp came good on his promise, delivering the Champions League title in 2019.
Liverpool Football Club are once again the kings of European football.
But after a 30-year wait for league glory...
How was that last 30 years been, seeing all the other teams win, but you haven't?
Terrible.
Hell. Just absolute hell.
Awful.
It's been a lot of pain, not winning anything. Humiliating.
They've been rubbing it in my face my whole life.
It's the Premier League that Liverpool fans truly desire.
What do you think winning the Premier League would mean to a club like Liverpool?
Oh, my God, 30 years? 30 years we've waited for this.
Do you think it would be bigger than the Champions League celebrations?
Oh, God, yeah.
This will be better. This is bigger.
I would have the Premiership trophy here in Anfield any day over the Champions League trophy.
What would it mean to Liverpool fans around the world?
It doesn't matter whether you're in America, you're in Japan, you're in China, you're in Liverpool. It's there. Everybody wants the same thing.
Amazing. It'll be the best day of my life.
Need to win the Premier League. Just that wait, that long wait.
We're back to the old Liverpool, the way we were.
It mean absolutely everything.
Liverpool's climb back to European football's pinnacle began years earlier, after the club let a much-coveted title slip from their grasp in the cruelest of fashions in 2013-14.
Oh, Gerrard has slipped. What a moment. Demba Ba against Mignolet. Ba scores! Chelsea take the lead. The mistake from Liverpool's captain, Steven Gerrard.
One season later, they could only muster a sixth-place finish, and those struggles continued into the start of the 2015 season. Liverpool dominated possession, but points and goals were hard to come by. And so in October 2015, many argued a shake-up might be needed. And a shake-up is exactly what took place.
Obviously, we're disappointed with the result. We have to be technically better than what we've been.
D-Day looms for Rodgers.
We need to improve a lot.
Calamitous mistake.
Disappointed with the result. We're disappointed. Disappointing.
Misery at Anfield.
Premier League news, Liverpool have fired their manager Brendan Rodgers after 3.5 years in charge.
Stunning news.
It is frustrating.
I'm very shocked. You've got to give him a little bit more time. The Fenway Group can be quite ruthless.
This is incredible.
What are these owners of the club going to do to get Liverpool back to where they need to be, which is consistently in Champions League and challenging for trophies? Because at this moment, we're becoming a team who think we're a big club, but we're not.
So the final thing to me to do before starting is to introduce the new manager of Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen, I'm not sure how aware you are of just how popular you are in this country, but you are a very popular figure. Jose Mourinho, when he came to England for the first time, described himself as the special one. How would you describe yourself?
I don't want to describe myself. The only thing I can say, I'm a totally normal guy. I came from Black Forest, so I'm a totally normal guy. I'm the normal one, maybe, if you want this. Yeah.
So who was the normal one? Klopp had made his name at Mainz, playing for the German side for just over a decade, before segueing into management and transforming the club, leading it into the Bundesliga in 2004. 4 years later, Borussia Dortmund snared him. He won back-to-back Bundesliga titles in 2011 and 12, and a year later, he led the yellow and black all the way to the Champions League final, where they lost agonisingly in the last minute to German rivals Bayern Munich. A shattered Klopp stepped down as Dortmund boss in May 2015 and remained out of football until October, when Liverpool came calling.
I think everybody agrees, and this is quite rare, that he is the perfect fit for Liverpool right now. With what he's done before at Dortmund, the similarities of the two football clubs, it really is a good fit.
But why? What would make one of England's most traditionally successful and big dreaming clubs, and this manager, who, remember, had zero experience in the English game, a perfect match? Many pointed to his style of football, which, like the great city of Liverpool itself, was joyful, passionate and unrelenting. A style which was in direct contrast to the league's longest-serving manager.
Do you and Arsene Wenger share a very similar philosophy?
I think he likes having the ball, playing football, all passes, and it's like an orchestra. but like it's a silent song, I think, yeah. And I like heavy metal more.
While this heavy metal football had succeeded in Germany, would it stand a chance in the Premier League? Klopp certainly thought so.
I don't want to say we have to wait the next 20 years and I'm sit here again. When I'm sit here in 4 years, I think we won one title this time. I'm pretty sure. If not, the next one, maybe Switzerland. Yeah.
There are early signs that his prediction may come to fruition. After back-to-back draws, Klopp announced his arrival in the Premier League at the home of the champions. Liverpool fell behind to Jose Mourinho's Chelsea inside 5 minutes.
Azpilicueta gets the crossover. Then it comes in. It's a glorious start. Ramirez has got it. 3 minutes into the game.
But thanks to a brace from the Brazilian magician Philippe Coutinho on either side of half-time.
Might fall here for Coutinho on the right foot. Coutinho! 2 for Philippe Coutinho! Liverpool come from behind and they lead 2-1 at Stamford Bridge.
And a late third from Christian Benteke. The German had his first Premier League win. But perhaps the defining moment of Klopp's inaugural campaign came against relegation-threatened Norwich. After falling behind 3-1, Liverpool fought back to lead 4-3.
James Milner, they have back a lead they lost an age ago.
And as the game headed into second-half stoppage time, a frantic, chaotic finish unspooled.
Forward by Martin, set back for Bassel! Who thrashes home a melodramatic stoppage-time equaliser for Norwich! 4-4! What a hit! And what a moment! In what a game! And so we are now towards the end of the 4th minute of 5 added on. Chan. Benteke, Kolka, and Kolka again. And Lallana! 5-4! It's crazy! It is insane! And so is he! The most remarkable culmination to one of the most remarkable Premier League games. Liverpool have won it once, twice and 3 times. Adam Lallana in the 95th minute.
Just wondering how your glasses are. It's the first time they've been smashed during a game. Amazing scenes at the end.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know, I saw nothing.
Yeah. You won't be making Adam pay for the glasses.
No, usually I have a second one, but until now I couldn't find it because it's really difficult to looking for glasses without glasses. Right? Yeah.
Another high point in the Germans' first season as Liverpool manager was the dominant 3-0 win against Manchester City at Anfield.
Still Lallana, and he slides it through, Firmino! 3-0!
Trust Klopp to find the perfect word to capture the bombast and wonder of his team's performance.
The best word I can say will describe this was boom.
Despite the adrenaline of that dramatic win, Liverpool remained inconsistent. They finished the season in 8th place, well outside the running for the Champions League. And while they reached 2 finals, they were dropped by Manchester City in the League Cup and Sevilla in the Europa League, reinforcing Klopp's reputation as a big game final choker, and meaning there would be no European football at Anfield the next season. Some on Merseyside began to wonder, was this really a journey to the promised land of trophies and titles?
UFC. Bill Shankly was the father of modern Liverpool. He was the person who set up not just how the football team played, but what the football team was all about, that togetherness, that spirit.
Well, temperament's everything. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, you're no good.
It took us to the top of the first division. He got Liverpool their first FA Cup.
It was symbiotic, really, because he actually got the football fans on board again. He got the football fans dreaming, and that's gone on to the present day now. He's an absolute legend. He's a guy that effectively created the Liverpool Football Club that exists today.
Brought out Bob Paisley, who became a manager. and in turn brought out Joe Fagan, who became a manager, brought out Roy Evans, who became a manager, and so it goes on. It's a dynasty that is literally unparalleled in world football history.
His idea, what he said, was to build Liverpool up and up and up until they'll have to send a team from Mars to beat us, and that's what he believed. Liverpool won 4 European Cups between 77 and 84, which is absolutely unbelievable achievements. In England, they just used to win First Division after First Division.
Liverpool champions again for the 8th time in 12 seasons.
And it must have been so tough for the opposition to know that Liverpool were going to keep going and keep going.
But things didn't keep going for Liverpool. The advent of the Premier League brought about a domestic title drought, and the previous season's finish meant no European competition at all. So Jurgen Klopp's first full campaign as Reds manager needed to demonstrate forward progress if it was to return Liverpool to their once great heights.
The North London sunshine bearing down benevolently as the curtain goes up on the 25th Premier League season.
I think for Liverpool being out the Champions League for so long, that's going to be the main goal for Jurgen Klopp and his team, to get back into the top 4, and then maybe you can attract better players, you know, more revenue comes in, and then you can go forward with a bigger trophy.
How excited are you by this man's arrival, Robbie Mustoe? I think it's a great signing, Steve. $40 million to Southampton. And he offers tremendous pace. I think is exactly what Liverpool need.
This, the outstanding fixture of the opening weekend between Arsenal and Liverpool.
And it certainly lived up to the billing. After falling behind midway through the first half, it wasn't long before Liverpool clicked into gear.
Coutinho! You don't beat Petr Cech from that sort of distance without something truly special. There's Lallana, tight angle, wonderfully finished. And Liverpool have scored either side of half-time.
And their opening weekend free-flowing football was capped off by their big summer signing.
Here's Mane, and that's another great goal. Sheer delight for Liverpool. Even Klopp is struggling to contain his emotion.
Mane, how good was he? The pace that he showed, it gives you a completely different dimension. I mean, the goal that he scored, I've not seen many players in the Premier League that can score that. Maybe the guy next to me might be able to do it, but there's not too many others.
It's a big price tag that Liverpool have shelled out on Sadio Mane, Jamie, but is he already showing his worth and what he could be worth to Liverpool?
I think people raised eyebrows at the fee, but I think the longer we go on, people may think it was great buying, a fair price, and the evidence of this game, exactly what Liverpool needed.
Mane's presence would be especially crucial during the busy festive period, which began with a pre-Christmas visit to their crosstown rivals. Though they'd have to wait for it, Liverpool fans got their Christmas gift early, courtesy of their newest star.
Oh, he could creep in, it's off the post. Oh, it's a winner! Would you believe it? In the 94th minute, Sadio Mane for Liverpool. It could be a huge goal for the men from Anfield.
It's just stunning to me, the difference that a goal makes, the difference in the celebration afterwards, the difference that they're now second in the Premier League. The momentum continues. But I question whether Liverpool have got enough consistency to be at the very top of these 20 teams at the end of the season. I think it's going to be really difficult.
And it proved to be a difficult turn of the year. Liverpool ushered in 2017 with a 5-game winless run in the Premier League, adding an extra dimension to their February showdown with Spurs.
But away goes Mane for Liverpool. He's cleared through and he scores! He puts it into the top corner. A terrific finish by Sadio Mane. Chance for Liverpool to make it 2. Lallana saved by Lloris, and he saves again, and then it's in! It's Mane! And Anfield erupts! How Liverpool needed this.
Jurgen, was that everything you wanted to see today from your Liverpool side?
Yes. Yes. After today, of course, it's easier to look forward.
Look forward, perhaps, to a cold beverage.
2 beer, please.
Yeah, please, Matt.
3. And a gin and tonic for Mr. McKenna. So we're alive, huh?
No, we're all right.
But the drinks would have to remain on ice until the final day of the season, when their mission was clear.
A return to Champions League football tantalisingly close,
They start the day fourth, and if they win today, they will guarantee a top four finish.
It's Champions League or bust today.
There is a nervousness permeating around Anfield. Wijnaldum taking it on, he's got Sturridge in the middle, he hasn't needed him. Gini Wijnaldum scores the goal, that could be priceless. A second will bring celebrations of real belief. It's Philippe Coutinho, nice shape on it, a brilliant finish from Philippe Coutinho, and a brilliant finish to the season for Liverpool, who surely now are back in the Champions League. Job done.
Jurgen, the message in your programme notes was finish the job. How good does it feel now that you have?
Very good. Exceptionally good. I said before the game, if we win, we deserve it. If not, we don't. So, obviously, we deserve it.
For the 2017-18 Champions League, Liverpool knew more pieces would need to be added to their squad now they were competing against the best in Europe. And while they eventually brought in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain from Arsenal and the under-the-radar Andy Robertson from Hull, much of the spotlight fell on another addition, Mo Salah. Deemed a reject after playing just 13 Premier League games at Chelsea, was given a second chance in English football after being brought back to the Premier League from Roma for $56 million.
Just to come back to England, it was in my mind very clear. But which club? Since I left in Rome, I don't know which club, but when I had Liverpool, I said, okay, I have to come back to England. Like, the people were talking a lot now, it's not good enough for English football, you know, he shouldn't come back. But in my mind, I was like, it's my league, I will come back. I will come back, and for sure I will succeed here.
There wasn't really anyone else battling Liverpool for his signature, and when you think now of the prices in the transfer market, to get Salah for £36.9 million has to be the best piece of business in Liverpool's history.
Firmino, goalkeeper is stranded, Firmino goes for Loft, and Salah touches it in. A goal on his debut for the Egyptian, wildly celebrated. Perfect start for Mo Salah, £34 million plus from Roma, but off the mark immediately for his new employers.
The system of play clearly suits Mo Salah. The style of Klopp's football, the high press has suited him, and they attack so quickly. So there's no question that Klopp's brought out the best in Salah.
"15 days after their opening weekend visit to Watford, Liverpool thrashed Arsenal 4-0, delivering a statement to the rest of the Premier League. But just as in past seasons, their weaknesses would soon be exposed. Less than 2 weeks later, Liverpool went to Manchester City, and after falling behind early, things went from bad to worse.
Here goes Mane and Edison, and the referee blows his whistle and appeals for calm. It's a red card. Liverpool are down to 10. Mane is off.
Though they went down to 10 men, the final scoreline demonstrated that this Liverpool team still had some way to go.
They're behind where Jurgen Klopp would expect them to be.
Things did improve over the winter. Liverpool ground out an impressive run of 17 games undefeated in all competitions, heading into one of the games of the season. A January rematch of runaway leaders and still unbeaten Manchester City.
The stage is set here. Manchester City's lead is still 15 points. They're unbeaten after 22 games of the season. They've only dropped 4 points. This could be their biggest test yet.
Surging forward, there's the ball through in behind Stones. It looked like a hand in the back by Firmino. Play on, and it's in! Roberto Firmino does it against Manchester City again. Sadio Mane. Oh, what a finish! What a finish! The unbeaten run is in massive jeopardy now for Manchester City. City are no longer invincible in the Premier League. They fall finally at the 23rd hurdle.
English football's most definitive rivalry was forged, and that spirit of superlative competition was enhanced in April when the two teams were drawn against each other in the Champions League quarter-finals. In the first leg at Anfield, Liverpool unfurled exclamation point football to score 3 times inside 31 minutes and place one foot in the last 4. And less than a week later at the Etihad, their spot in the semi-finals was confirmed thanks in part to Mo Salah. It was the latest chapter in what had become an incredible story for the Egyptian king. 44 goals, PFA Player of the Year and Premier League Player of the Season. It was an unforgettable first campaign on Merseyside, and it led to one of world football's most ear-catching songs.
These really are the Salah days for Liverpool. Mo Salah! Mohamed Salah! It's majestic! Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Running down the lane. Salah! Oh, wow! What about it? That is brilliant! Egyptian king. Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Mo Salah! Running down the lane. The unstoppable Egyptian! Egyptian king.
Is he the closest thing to Messi on the planet?
Though his season was peerless, it ended in heartbreak. A shoulder injury cruelly forced Salah to leave the field midway through the first half of the Champions League final against Real Madrid. His teammates reached half-time scoreless, but 6 minutes into the second period, that all changed. A careless throw from goalkeeper Loris Karius was deflected into the net by Karim Benzema, the first of 2 critical heartbreaking errors from the young German keeper. The game ended in a 3-1 loss, and Klopp began his off-season knowing that the goalkeeper position needed an upgrade. But despite yet another final defeat, some spirits couldn't be broken.
We saw the European Cup, Madrid and Mark. We swear we keep on being cool. We bring it back to Liverpool. We saw the European.
The Champions League final appearance against Real Madrid was a watershed moment for Klopp's side. It proved that Liverpool were back among the world's footballing elite. But the loss also highlighted that the squad was still a work in progress.
I still think there's a little bit more work for Jurgen Klopp to do. Goalkeeper is still an issue for me.
Enter $84 million man Alisson, a then world record fee for a goalkeeper.
With Karius in goal, I don't think Liverpool could win a title. With Alisson in goal, Liverpool have a chance.
The Brazilian was signed as a replacement for Loris Karius less than 2 months after the Champions League final loss. There was another eye-opening transfer fee from Liverpool's owners Fenway Sports Group, who 6 months earlier had splashed the cash on one of the world's most promising centre-backs.
We begin today with some breaking news as Liverpool have agreed to a deal with Southampton for the transfer of defender Virgil van Dijk. The deal is reportedly worth approximately $100 million, a world record transfer fee for a defender.
With Alisson in goal, Van Dijk at centre-back and Salah leading the attack, Liverpool had assembled in just 13 months one of the most formidable spines in European football. And expectations entering the 2018-19 season were sky high.
You'll only remember Liverpool winning a league if you're well into your 30s. 3 finals under Klopp, lost all 3. The pressure does feel much bigger this season. Like this time, they have to win something.
Jurgen Klopp's sort of running out of excuses now. Those red ribbons have to be on a title sooner or later.
They've got a squad now that you look at and you can't really find weaknesses.
The Liverpool fans have high expectations this season.
And they began the campaign living up to them.
Here is Andy Robertson. There's Salah. Liverpool open for business as per usual. The perfect finish applied by Sadio Mane. And Alisson just in time. It's a great free kick and an even better save. Lovely ball by Robertson. Sadio Mane is in. Surely. Lays up the post and it's finished by Roberto Firmino. Liverpool win their opening 5 games of this Premier League season. Oh, what a goal!
It's a brilliant strike, it really is.
Delight for Jurgen Klopp. He's addressed the issues. Liverpool and Manchester City are only separated by goal difference. Welcome back to Anfield. What a vital day this is. There are 1 or 2 nerves around.
Jurgen, can you put into perspective what this game means?
I'm really looking forward to it. It's one of the highlight games, of course. It's a big challenge.
Liverpool's visit from the champions was an early measuring stick for Jurgen Klopp and his squad. It was a tightly contested affair, highlighted by a penalty conceded by Van Dijk.
Manchester City have the opportunity to perhaps steal all 3 points. What a moment.
That was then missed by Riyad Mahrez.
Was your heart in your mouth?
It was.
Stalemate at Anfield. This could be some title race, you know.
The draw meant that Manchester City and Liverpool were level on points along with Chelsea at the top of the table. But while City slipped up over the festive period, Liverpool kept on winning.
It's awkward, and he bounces off the crossbar, and into the net! Pandemonium at Anfield! Have you ever seen anything like it?
The Reds were 7 points clear of the champions heading into their second meeting of the season. A post-New Year showdown at the Etihad, a clash that felt seismic, as if the title itself was on the line.
Here's Salah, slides it through towards Sadio Mane, first chance, off the inside of the post. Can Mane get there again? Oh, it could be an own goal, cleared off the line. Remarkable.
Well, that is astonishing.
Liverpool are growing in confidence. The cross comes in, Aguero's there, Aguero scores! From an almost impossible angle. First blood to Manchester City, who need to win tonight in the title race. Alexander-Arnold has spotted the run into the back post. Oh, it's the equalising goal! What a ball by Alexander-Arnold. That is a beautifully crafted goal by Liverpool. It's been billed as a title decider, and Liverpool are level. Leroy Sané, left foot. Oh, what a goal! And it's another classic. Liverpool are beaten for the first time in the Premier League this season. The champions have closed the gap with a gargantuan effort here.
Not only did the game at the Etihad tighten the gap at the top, but it also set the seed for one of the greatest title races in Premier League history.
Aguero gets the shot away! Absolutely sensational! A stunning performance by the champions to regain top spot in the Premier League.
Mo Salah running at Bertrand. Salah scores with speed and zest and with an eye for the prize.
Salah's going to have a go! Absolutely sensational! Another twist, another magical moment.
It's back to Sané, and here's Sterling! And Raheem Sterling may just have put Manchester City out of sight here.
But they weren't out of Liverpool's sight. While qualifying for a second straight Champions League final, the Reds continue to match Manchester City win for win.
City swung in. The header! Divock Origi! Liverpool have life! It's going to go all the way, you know.
Anthony.
To go! Oh, what a moment! Vincent Kompany! It could be a goal that wins the Premier League title.
And so a grueling 9-month-long journey and 29 years of waiting, dreaming for a league title, all came down to the final day of the season.
The 275-day struggle for supremacy between two exceptional teams must be decided. Alexander-Arnold again. Crosses deflected, chance, goal! Sadio Mane! The pressure will mount on Manchester City now.
Towards Murray, it's in! I'm not sure anybody got a touch, but that changes everything.
News from the Amex. Brighton and Hove Albion lead Manchester City, and an extraordinary story is unfolding here on the final day of an incredible
Here's Aguero, 1-1! And Manchester City go in front and go back to the top of the table.
It's sinking in around Anfield.
It's Manchester City's title again.
It's been a monumental effort by Liverpool, which sees them end the season on a remarkable 97 points. But they end a solitary point behind a magnificent Manchester City. They've lost just one game, but it's still not enough.
Jurgen, is there anything else that this team could have done this season?
Not really. Being second in the Premier League is not exactly what I wanted to be tonight, but yeah, we take that. It's for us the first step. That's how we see it.
All around Anfield, people are on their feet celebrating, but the search for an English title goes to a 30th year.
This team is one of the best ever played for Liverpool, 100%. This team is not a finished article. Will we go again? Again, 100%.
Well, their bid for a first league title in 29 years came up agonisingly short. There was still hope that Liverpool could win some much-deserved silverware. Intertwined with their Premier League title race was an equally dramatic Champions League campaign. After beating Bayern Munich in the round of 16, Liverpool swept aside Porto in the quarter-finals, setting up a semi-final showdown with Lionel Messi's Barcelona. In the first leg at the Camp Nou, former Liverpool icon Luis Suarez opened the scoring. Klopp's men responded well. They probed and pressured the Spanish giants, but couldn't find the breakthrough, and how they'd rue their missed chances. Messi's late magic handed Liverpool a 3-0 defeat. As the tie shifted back to Merseyside, Liverpool's task was made that much more difficult when it was confirmed that Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino would miss the second leg through injury. A miracle would be needed. Trailing 3-0 on aggregate, without two of their top players, facing perhaps the best team in the world, cue one of the greatest nights that Anfield's ever seen.
Good anticipation by Mane, and it's Henderson driving on. Henderson! And the goal for Origi. And it's the worst possible start for the ex-Liverpool players, but for the current ones, they're off to a flyer. Hard and low. Yes, two! Ronaldo! They're getting closer, Jurgen Klopp's men, to what will be an incredible comeback. Shaqiri. It's in! It's incredible! It's Ronaldo! Two in a couple of minutes for the substitute.
With the semi-final level on aggregate, the stage was set for a singular moment of brilliance.
Take it quickly. Oh, wonderful thinking, Origi. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant from Liverpool. And for Barcelona, chaotic, catastrophic. And it's 4, and they do lead now. Not just on the night, but on aggregate.
Liverpool held on to complete one of the greatest European comebacks of all time. An escape that captured the imagination of the entire football world.
Anfield has staged some memorable European nights in the past, but surely nothing has ever topped this.
It was absolutely incredible, and without doubt one of the most sensational comebacks ever seen in European football.
Trent for that fourth, just to have that guile being so young, to whip that in, pretending he was going to leave a short corner, whipping it in, he was fantastic tonight.
Klopp later called the corner a genius moment, and it was only fitting that it came from the only Scouser in Liverpool's first team. Trent Alexander-Arnold was a local lad. He'd grown up in nearby West Derby, and as a boy, he'd looked through the cracks in the walls at Melwood, Liverpool's training ground, to get a glimpse of his heroes. He dreamt of becoming the next Steven Gerrard, Jamie Carragher, Xabi Alonso. He joined Liverpool's academy at the age of 6 and has since embarked on a journey that's made his dreams come true, becoming one of the world's greatest attacking defenders.
What a moment for the 18-year-old Liverpool-born fullback. Premier League debut for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Alexander-Arnold, oh yes! 19 years old, his first Premier League goal.
Alexander-Arnold, oh magnificent! The fantastic free kick. Arnold, oh yes! That's absolutely magnificent for the lad from West Derby in Liverpool. Breathtaking.
A young career already stuffed full of accolades, but without silverware. After losing to Real Madrid in 2018, Alexander Arnold and Liverpool had another chance at the Champions League trophy 1 year later. But this time, it was an all-English affair against Tottenham Hotspur. And they took the lead emphatically after a Sissoko handball in the box just 2 minutes into the game.
And he scores! And Liverpool make the perfect start.
A perfect start that was made even sweeter just minutes from full-time when Liverpool sealed their 6th European Cup.
Origi! No arguments now. It's Liverpool's Champions League.
For the players, we were all pretty much crying on the pitch because it was so emotional. It was so big. It means so much to us. It's really important that people don't ask now all the time about not winning or winning things. This group, I said it, this is only the start for this group.
Not a classic performance, but I'm so happy for Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp because I do believe this is the start of more trophies for Liverpool going forward. It's a massive moment for the club and it's been deserved because he's put the foundations into Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp. Every year there's been an improvement in that team. So happy for him and the players. Much deserved, and it's going to be a massive night at Liverpool, I can tell you that for sure.
Tomorrow, going to Liverpool and having something to celebrate, that's big. And I'm really looking forward to that.
Is a European Cup winner, but he's never won the Premier League.
We know that Liverpool fans have been asking how are they going to improve a squad that finished second to Manchester City by that solitary point.
Jurgen Klopp still doesn't believe that his team has reached its potential. He believes they can go one better this year and go on to finally win the league title here in England.
There's nothing better to motivate you than the way they finished last season and the pain that they must have gone through on that final day. I think they're fired up.
And based on the season's opening night performance, they were certainly fired up, form which continued through the weeks that followed.
Well, here is Salah. Salah, it looks like he's onside and he slides it in 2-0. That was fluid from Liverpool, and they start like they mean business. Firmino, 3-0. Roberto Firmino. Alexander Arnold, oh yes! And guess who's through? It's Sadio Mane! Could this be their year at last? Could this be their year?
Off to the perfect start, Liverpool brought their impressive win streak with them into the home of their arch-rivals.
Liverpool on the cusp of English top-flight history. They've won 17 league games in a row, and 18th here today would equal Manchester City's record. McTominay releases James, Rashford making a run towards the back post, and he scores! Marcus Rashford finishes brilliantly for Manchester United. Jurgen Klopp not happy.
In danger of their first defeat of the season, Liverpool found an unlikely saviour just 5 minutes from full-time.
Wan-Bissaka out to beat Robertson, back post, surely goal! The equaliser! Adam Lallana salvages a point for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, whose winning streak is halted at 17, one shy of the record.
Their win streak was over, but Liverpool fans drew solace. Their team was still top of the table, and that position remained the same over the next few weeks, leading to a visit from the two-time defending champions.
It's all set up to be the game of the season so far.
Jose, what if Liverpool win here and put 9 points between themselves and City?
I think Jurgen cannot say it, but I can. If Liverpool wins the game today, I think they will win the league.
Here's Fabinho. What a hit! Oh, what a hit! That is a goal of a lifetime! Shapes him towards Mo Salah!
This is why they are looking like champions, and this is why they are feeling like champions.
Liverpool Liverpool have taken a significant step towards ending a 30-year title drought.
6 weeks later, that form was rewarded when Liverpool lifted their first ever FIFA Club World Cup in Qatar. Roberto Firmino nabbing an extra-time winner in the final against Flamengo, proving once again he was more than just a luminous smile.
Oh, it's a terrific header. Roberto Firmino gives the leaders the lead.
Firmino's a 9, a 10, and a 7 and 11. Plays in so many different positions. He makes every single person around him better.
And every single player contributed to keep the Reds marching through the slog of the long, hard winter months when the games came thick and fast.
Lallana again. Here's Mane, 1-0. Sadio Mane's 10th Premier League goal of the season.
Robertson getting round Baldock after the stumble. It's into Salah, and it's into the net. 3.5 minutes in. Liverpool start 2020 in the manner in which they finished 2019.
SN. Liverpool's 2019 was peerless. The team rewrote record after record. And by winning the Champions League, UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup, Klopp's squad were proving themselves as one of the world's most dominant sides of all time.
I could use about 10 different stats to describe their dominance. 1 defeat in 59 games.
Those numbers are stunning, absolutely stunning numbers.
Jurgen Klopp's mob are on a roll. Liverpool reeled off the best ever league start in the history of Europe's Big Five leagues. And in mid-January, their fiercest rival paid them a visit, hoping to put a stop to their record-breaking run.
Wait until you hear the roar when these great foes emerge under the floodlight. Corner comes in, Van Dijk with a header, and Van Dijk scores for Liverpool!
An early goal from Liverpool set the tone, and a second-half stoppage-time strike decided the game, sparking celebrations that suggested an awareness a long wait was about to come to an end.
Quick thinking by Alisson, still Salah, Salah! Gets his goal against Manchester United, seals all 3 points for Liverpool in their quest to end 30 years of hurt.
And Alisson's the first to get back and get to Salah to celebrate.
I think Alisson ran 100 metres because he was the one who provided the assist.
Is that the first chorus of We're Gonna Win the League?
This crowd is going wild. They're singing, we're going to win the league. Can you really disagree with them now?
We're not really thinking about the end again. You know, why should we change now? Why? There's still a lot of games left. You've got to stay hungry and keep wanting more.
And skipper Jordan Henderson wasn't satisfied. The winning streak was at 13, but he and the team wanted more.
And Jordan Henderson powers Liverpool into the lead.
He's a very dynamic player that's been asked to play several roles.
Touches every part of the team, offensively, defensively, leadership-wise.
Jurgen Klopp just said, Jordan Henderson's my speaker on the pitch. A manager likes a lieutenant.
Henderson's centrality to this squad came as no surprise to anyone who'd watched through the season. But the breadth of his influence became painfully clear to all after the midfielder suffered a hamstring injury in a Champions League loss to Atletico Madrid, sidelining him for the next 3 weeks. A stagnant performance against relegation-mired West Ham followed, which saw the Reds win after benefiting from a goalkeeping howler and a late Sadio Mane winner. Next up in the league was second from bottom Watford, and only they lay between Liverpool and history.
Win today, and they would outright hold the new top-flight record for consecutive wins at 19.
That's a bounce. Decore is in. Oh, would you believe it? Relegation halls in Watford take the lead against all-conquering Liverpool. And Deeney's ball has put Ismaila Sarr in. Sarr to make it two. He has. The Senegalese sensation has a brace against Liverpool.
We might have a shock on our hands here, Arlo.
Sarr could be in for the hat-trick. There's the effort, it's 3-0. Troy Deeney has surely sealed 3 points for Watford. Sloppy Liverpool. For the first time in 422 days, Liverpool have lost a Premier League game. Their record-equaling winning streak ends at 18.
From now on, we can play free football again. We don't have to defend or try to get a record. We just can try to win football games again. It was never easy, will never be easy. So now let's carry on.
3 days after those dreams of becoming invincible were shattered, Liverpool lost hope of a treble when they were beaten 2-0 in the 5th round of the FA Cup at Chelsea. But they were able to bounce back in the Premier League, coming from behind to beat lowly Bournemouth.
The flag stays down. Barney for Liverpool 2-1.
An inch closer to that title. That game was followed by Champions League heartbreak in the round of 16 second leg against Atletico Madrid. Having sent the tie into extra time, Liverpool were defeated 4-2 on aggregate, ending their Champions League defence. It was a night filled with frustration, pain and disappointment. Still, there was the solace of a Premier League title still being within touching distance, and in the end, that was the trophy Reds fans coveted the most. But while winning the league seemed like a mere formality, out of nowhere, unpredictable uncertainty appeared, and everything was turned on its head.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sky Sports News. As the Premier League, Football League and Women's Super League is suspended due to coronavirus.
What is happening around the world right now is unprecedented, and English football no doubt felt that they had to respond in this way. The Premier League will feel that they have been as decisive as they can be given the circumstances, but they know as well as anyone that still the future is uncertain.
That there are some things that are more important than football, then I think we realize that in this moment. So, and all what we need is time to find a solution for that. How can we win that time with avoiding different situations? But whatever will be decided, we will respect, because we have all families, we have all parents, kids, friends, which we want to do well, and for that. It's clear that we will accept that.
This is a global crisis that transcends the world of football. It's a crisis that's unimaginable. And so, for the time being, Liverpool's agonising wait continues.